Another one from the Daily Mail, which is running off the page because they still don't know how to format a website. It's been years, Daily Mail, Jesus Christ. I raised my daughter to stand up for what she believes in. Mother of Year 8 pupil who was scolded by a teacher for questioning classmates' claim she identifies as a cat says she is proud of her daughter amid ridiculous gender row. That is fantastic. If my children done the exact same thing, I would stand right behind them. Stand behind them the entire way. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's all nonsense, isn't it? It's the mother, who is kept anonymous for very obvious reasons, because well, doxing, death threats, and stuff like that. Basically, it's legal for trans people to threaten you online, as we just seen what happened to Joanna Cherry, and also for them to target your house and dox you. It's legal for them to do it. They have a special privilege in that area. The parents of a 13-year-old girl who was branded despicable by her teacher after she rejected a classmate's claim that she identified as a cat last night told of their fury, and I think they've got every right to be upset about that. The couple said their daughter was bullied by her teacher for speaking out and have plastered a decision to report her as ridiculous. Two Year 8 pupils at Rye College at East Sussex were ordered to stay behind in class after clashing with the classmate who identifies as a cat. Now, I'll admit, okay, then we can argue like day and night about the gender crap. Identifying as a cat, shut up. Shut up. That's just the height of stupidity. Whoever's there is identifying as a cat, you're looking for attention, right? I get it. I've been to school too. Everybody wants to have that cool little unique thing about them that makes them interesting to others and gets other people's attention, right? But what's going to happen is 20 years from now, everyone's going to think back and go, remember Stacey? Remember how she thought she was a cat? No one in school is going to talk to you ever again. Right, no one's going to want anything to do with you. See, anybody that does this weird cookie stuff to try and get attention, people don't like that. People hate it, right? You're going to have no friends. Although I suppose that cats are lone creatures. Yeah, they can manage on their own, can't they? Fucking shut up. One of the girls secretly recorded their conversation with the teacher, who can be heard reprimanding them both for their views that gender is binary, calling it really despicable and very sad. So basically, this teacher is teaching absolutely fake, false stuff in school. Basically, it's indoctrination, it's political propaganda being taught in school. See if that happened to my kids. I've said it so many times. Whoop! Right out of school. Right out of school. And by the way, do you want to know? Oh, this is brilliant. I'm going to tell everybody to do this. Parents are linking up with other parents at the schools. They're creating like Facebook groups and online chat rooms and stuff like that the parents all hang out in. So see if there's any fuckery. My daughter just came home and said blah blah blah, like the teacher told her this. It then gets posted in the chat for all the parents to see. So then all the parents can kick off all at once and see if the parents pull the kids out of school. No kids, no money, because schools get money based on how many pupils they have in their classrooms, right? So you can just basically take the kids out on strike until the school decides not to propagandize your children, right? And that's what something I'm definitely going to do that when my kids go to school. 100% I'm going to do that. But apparently that's a thing that a lot of parents are doing now. Do with that information what you will. The girls are also told if you don't like it, you should go to a different school, please. Oh, please. Please, because you know what happens when all the kids leave? The school gets no money and the school shuts down. Like, if schools don't get pupils, they get their budgets cut. If their attendance is way too low, they shut down. That's happened a bunch of times. We have lots of schools all over Scotland. No pupils, no money, and you get shut down. Yes, yes, absolutely. You should, in fact, go to a different school. Tonight, the mother of one of the girls, who has asked to be kept anonymous, told Mail Online, "I'm so proud of my daughter. She will always stand up for what she believes is right, and this is all that she did." Fantastic. Good on you for standing up for her. She expressed a view that many of her classmates and their parents would share, yet she was shouted down and bullied by someone in authority. She continued, "For that teacher to tell her to leave and go to another school if she didn't like what she was being told made my blood boil. What kind of welcome is that for a 13-year-old girl? My daughter texted me from her class last Friday and said that she was being taught gender identity and asked to fill out a worksheet. We've spoken about the issue before and she's like me, you can be whatever you want to be, but facts are facts. I replied that she could walk out of the lesson if she didn't feel like she was being taught, or what she was being taught was right." There was questionnaires recently in Scottish schools that get handed out, basically asking like 12-year-olds, have you ever tried anal, and all this like really weird shit that you shouldn't You just shouldn't be asking kids, you know. I mean, fuck me. I thought it was just common knowledge that that's just kind of stuff you don't talk about with children. But hey ho, apparently schools needed a bit of a reminder. Again, if I'm going to say to my kids, if you're ever asked to fill anything like that out, or a teacher tries to talk to you about that, walk away. Walk away. Text me from school. I'll come and pick you up. Do not answer those types of fucking questions because, oh no, it's for survey. It's for data and evaluate. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not at all. We know why you're asking. No, why you're asking, so you can sit in the back office and have a little fucking ham shandy. She did. I'm starting to believe a lot of teachers are paedophiles. See the things you start noticing when you've got kids of your own. Yeah, a lot of things in this world scare the fucking life out of me. She didn't, however, and stayed in the classroom, but her and her friend put their views across and clashed with another girl in the class who identifies as a cat. Shut up. My daughter told the teacher that what they were learning was ridiculous, and the girl identifying as a cat tried to argue that it wasn't. So I said the situation was ridiculous, and then a cat told me that actually it's not actually. Yeah. Sometimes you don't even need to make the joke. That it wasn't, and that anyone could identify as anything. Cool. The girl should have went, well, I identify as correct. Shut up. Sprayed her with a little bottle. I'm not encouraging bullying. Right. But see if kids started doing that to her. I'm a cat. No, bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. That was a joke. That was a joke. I guarantee you, I give that girl about 3-4 years before she stops identifying as a cat. Because now the school knows. As she said that my daughter replied, so if I identify as a kangaroo, then I can say I'm a kangaroo. Some of the others in the class started laughing, which is fair enough. That was quite the banger. And the girl who thinks she's a cat started crying. started crying. I'm sorry, I don't know why it's so funny. My daughter and her friend were told to stay after the class and were given a warning to stop and toe the line. That's when she started secretly recording the teacher, which is something I would advise children to do. Especially, see if you're getting chewed out because you thought it would be funny to rip a page out your jotter, chew it up in your mouth into a giant spitball, and then when the teacher was writing on the board, you threw it at the board and it landed just next to his head. He thought you threw it at him, but you were just aiming for the board. You were just having a bit of banter, but the teacher says, you threw that at me, and then it all gets kicked off. You know, that story sounds very accurate, like it's something that actually happened. Don't worry about it. But unless it's something like that where you're like, yeah, okay, what I done was a bit fucked up. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I was being a little shit. Right, then... I mean, you can still. I still think it's your right to record the teacher, but to be honest, you fucked up. Take it on the chin. If it's anything to do with any of this gender ideology, left-wing propagandist bullshit in the school, record the teacher. 100% of the time, record the conversation. I will tell my children to do the exact same thing. I have to say that when my daughter came home from school and told me what happened, I didn't believe her. I thought she was a typical teenage girl exaggerating. Understandable, because the whole thing sounds absolutely ridiculous. And these are people just on Twitter talking about it. But then she played me the recording, and I was shocked and then horrified and then furious. I still get angry listening to it. There are girls in her class and at the school who are trans, and she has no problem with any of them. She calls them by their preferred pronouns and accepts them for who they are, but there are only two sexes. It's just science. You are born male or female. The fact that the school is shielding this young girl who identifies as a cat and reprimanding anyone who challenges that notion seems to me to be completely absurd, right? I'll admit, you know, there's a point where it's like, children, be who you want to be, like, oh, even though I'm a girl, I want to play football. That's no problem. You can play football. Oh, I want to be a cat. Shut up, Wendy. Shut up, Wendy, and stop being stupid, right? You know, there's a limit. There's a limit, you know, to the stuff that you can do, right? The stuff that you should allow a child to believe in. Why on earth are 13-year-old kids being taught about gender identity anyway? They're just children. It's not right. You are absolutely 100% correct. So many people agree with us on this, but many are reluctant to put their heads above the parapet, so to speak, because they'll be labelled a bigot, a TERF, or a Tory. Been getting that for years. It's not that bad. But this sort of stuff is messing with children's heads. We are definitely coming up to a point, by the way. A lot of people are starting to recognise this stuff, and I think the pendulum is going to swing back very, very hard. Speaking at the family's end terrace in nearby Hastings, East Sussex, the girl's father added, "We've heard absolutely nothing from the school. Nobody has called us at any point today or over the weekend, but it's all over the news. I think they're just trying to sweep it under the rug, to be honest, and are burying their head in the sand because they've had such a negative response from people all over the country, and quite rightly so. I thought the way my daughter handled this was very respectful, but the teacher got very, very irate and just shut down the conversation. So many other parents have got in touch to say that they agree with what our daughter said and congratulated her for sticking to her guns." Quite rightly so. Mail Online spoke to one of the girls involved on the phone after being given permission by their parents. She says, "I don't know why this girl identifies as a cat. She just does. There's nothing about her that would make you believe she thinks she is one. I've been brought..." Oh, there's so many jokes. "I've been brought up to stand up for myself, and if I think something isn't right, I won't just sit there, I will say so. You've been raised well. You've been raised well. However, now that you've said that, the school's going to do everything it can to stamp that right out of you." The girl who identifies as a cat hasn't spoken to me or my friend today, but from what I've heard, she believes she's in the right, but I believe I'm in the right too. My teacher hasn't spoken to me or my friend about it either, although I walked past her today and I heard her discussing it with another teacher, and she was saying that the headlines in the media were all wrong. I mean, you have the receipts, you have the actual voice recording. A spokesperson for the school and trust said, "We are committed to offering our pupils an inclusive education." How about a good education? How about that? Oh, it's an inclusive education. The teacher's black. That's great. The teacher's black. Are they good? Are they a good teacher? How about a good education? Remember when education was supposed to be good? But now it's, oh, diverse education. That's great. What are you going to get a job as when you're older? I'm an expert in identifying black people. But there's one. There's one. That's good. Is there money in that? Is there money in being diverse? No, there isn't. It says get a fucking good education. That's what education's supposed to be. Not inclusive or fucking diverse or any of this other. It's meant to be good. You're meant to be smart when you leave school. That's the whole. That's what school's for. You're supposed to be smart. What are they learning for this shit? People can identify as cats. That's great. Can I get a McFlurry? Fucking nobody cares. Teachers endeavour to ensure that pupils' views are listened to. Really? Yeah, okay. Which views? I'm going to guess ones that lean to the right. I mean, not, well, obviously, we've got the recording of you just telling them to shut up, so if any pupils lean to the right, you're just going to tell them to be quiet. And encourage them to ask questions and engage in discussion. Teachers also aim to answer questions sensitively and honestly. The recording would say otherwise. We strive to uphold the highest standards across the school. We will be reviewing our processes and working with the relevant individuals to ensure such events do not take place in future. Why not just turn around and admit you were wrong? No, people can't identify as cats. Shut up. That is stupid. That is dumb. Right? I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf man. Like, I could say I was a bear man, and, you know, I kind of look like, wait, no. Ignore that. I'm not, you know, I'm like the straightest gay icon on earth. But yeah, this was absolute nonsense. This girl was 100% right to defend herself. Absolutely 100% right to defend herself. And she's correct. She absolutely is correct. She knows that what she's saying is right and she's standing by it. And bravo, because you've seen so many situations whenever the child does something, the parents come out like, "We're so sorry and we'll do our best to like raise them better," and all this bullshit. The mum just turned around and went, "She said that? Best." Like, well done to the parents for actually standing up, standing behind their child and helping them out and supporting them. That's great. However, the fact that this type of stuff, like girls are getting in trouble for making fun of a classmate who identified as a fucking cat, yeah, like I said, the pendulum is going to swing back very hard.